Have you ever gone into the kitchen just to see both of your parents fight? That's what I experienced today on Twitter. Well, this is the tweet that kind of instigated stuff. JackSepticEye having beef with MrBeast was not on my 2023 bingo card.
Do you like MrBeast? No.
What? He doesn't like MrBeast?
Oh! Do you think MrBeast ruined YouTube? Yes. Now, in all honesty, Jack, why? Because it became more about views, money, and popularity than it did about having fun. You just don't think you had fun playing Squid Games?
Tommy's such a little shit stir. He obviously knew that he had those takes when he asked these questions.
You think you had fun riding on yachts? Building wells in Africa? I don't know. If he had fun doing those videos, they'd be longer. We'd see the fun. Ooh.
Okay, I just kind of wanted those takes to, you know, take their own space, stand on their own, and we're gonna talk about them now. Now, MrBeast saw this video of JackSepticEye saying all these stuff about him, and he replied with, so, quote, I ruined YouTube because I didn't buy a mansion and sports cars and instead reinvested my money into making content / focused on doing good and inspiring kids to help people. And then he addresses this other point, if he had fun, the videos would be longer. What does that even mean? You think I'd give up every hour of my life for 14 years if I didn't have fun? I think it's a badly phrased point, but I think he's mainly talking about, like, how a lot of times you don't really see the exciting moments in his videos. One of my main critiques of Jimmy's videos a year ago was that he doesn't really let emotional beats sort of breathe, but that's kind of one of the main things I think he's improved on. This clip is insanely disrespectful in my opinion, and obviously there's so much I could say about this, about his content, but I'll just take the punches and be the bigger man. Big man Jimmy. He's quite tall, so it's not hard for him to be the bigger man. Now, obviously, when seeing this, I was desperate to find a way to insert myself into the situation. And luckily, a lot of people already did that for me. I've seen a few people mention my video regarding this whole thing. People are saying that this is a video that's explaining what Jack meant. Because to be fair, I do think that Jack did say those things kind of... I mean, he was hooked up to a lie detector test for a Tommy Innit video. Not the best of platforms to give your take on something. But also, I guess I don't really want to put any words in his mouth and say that he meant what I meant. So just kind of to briefly summarize, in my video that I think I posted a year ago now, the MrBeastification of YouTube. My take was not that MrBeast ruined YouTube. It was more of like, he has clearly found a path that's very successful and talked about that path quite a bit, and it just led to a lot of people imitating what he does. I feel like if he did what he did in a vacuum, it wouldn't have been that bad. I also had a lot of critiques for his videos back then that, to be fair, I've kind of come around on. I actually watch MrBeast now. The funny thing for me is that I've had conversations with both of these people, both Jack and the Beast, about that video. So I'm kind of fascinated by this. So let's start by looking at Sean's points and see them compared to Jimmy's response to them.
MrBeast, no.
So he doesn't like MrBeast. That's absolutely fair. He doesn't have to like him, obviously. I feel like a lot of people, I feel like that's kind of what they take offense at, that he doesn't like him. He cannot like MrBeast. That's absolutely okay.
Do you think MrBeast ruined YouTube? Yeah.
So Tommy is intentionally bringing up that question because he knows that he has this take.
Now, in all honesty, Jack, why? Because it became more about views, money, and popularity than it did about having fun.
I think that MrBeast often is a lot about, like, you know, popularity and views. He enjoys it. He said it himself. He very clearly likes the competitive side of things, and that's why he's pushing himself beyond what a human probably should push themselves to do.
More about views, money, and popularity than it did about having fun.
So he says that MrBeast doesn't have fun with his content. which Albert's stuff kind of replied to that specific point by saying this. It's a screenshot of a MrBeast tweet. In order to upload weekly videos later this year, I've been filming every single day and only have a couple of days off filming between now and the end of the year. And I'm dying mentally. I hope you guys love these videos when they go up. I'm pushing myself to the max to get them done. And then in comparison, a JackSepticEye tweet. I've been doing this for close to 11 years and I still get super giddy and excited by new games all the time. I love video games. But I think that that's his way. I think that that's his way of having fun. I think it's incredibly unhealthy and like bad for you to operate in this way. I don't know how long he could operate like that for. I think it's mainly about him trying to beat T-Series. But like, I think he enjoys doing that to himself. Either that or it's just like, I guess, pure obsession. But like, look at this.
3, 2, 1, fire in the hole!
I mean, they're clearly having fun.
Can't even see it anymore.
Oh. But I think from Jack's perspective, what he's referring to is mainly the fact that there's just a huge portion of YouTube at the moment that's all about kind of like optimizing yourself, you know? Optimizing your YouTube channel. And that's not really that much of a new thing, but it's been accelerated ever since MrBeast is talking about that all the time and going on podcasts and talking about like, you know, CTRs and average view durations and all the analytics stuff. It was always there. But it's kind of like a mindset that's been popularized. I personally think that a lot of it is also due to the way YouTube has changed how they present analytics to us YouTubers. I think there's a very clear connection between the change of that sort of mindset and when they introduced the 1 out of 10 system that lets you see how your latest video performed compared to your last 9 videos. Ethan Klein replied to this saying, "He's wrong for that, Jimmy, and no disrespect to JackSepticEye, he's a nice guy by all accounts, but he spent the majority of his career power posting 2 Let's Plays per day. You don't post that hard unless you're trying to make a lot of money, let's be real. This revisionist history of utopian YouTube where no one cared about views and everyone was having fun all the time is total BS. The only difference between now and then is that Jimmy has absolutely dominated the space in a way nobody has ever before, making content no one has ever made before. Maybe the first time in YouTube history where the #1 person is also making the best content. That's very subjective. I don't know if I agree with that. Also, rising tide lifts all boats. He is doing more for the platform, legitimizing YouTubers than anyone before. When a YouTuber does really well in a specific genre, it always helps everyone in that genre, like everyone kind of below that pyramid. It's like trickle down influence. And I think the same thing happens with like MrBeast being popular and just like kind of making YouTube as a whole bigger. He's kind of a reference for what the glass ceiling is, I guess. If you want to see some more stupid takes, we can look at the ones with the blue check mark. MrBeast made YouTube. Without him, YouTube would still be a tutorial website. YouTube definitely has changed. You know, there used to be a lot more, I don't know, sketch comedy doing well on YouTube. It still does well in some corners of it. But yes, there's a lot of like garbage kind of game show content where the point of it is where a person either like completely endangers themselves for views or they just spend a lot of money because they already have a lot of money, and you're just like getting excited because you're seeing a person spend a lot of money on some really dumb stuff. And while Jack did used to post 2 videos a week, he comes from an era of YouTube where money wasn't like a necessary thing for you to really succeed on your channel. MrBeast talks about reinvesting all the money that he makes back into content. That's like, that didn't used to be something that you needed to do, you know? I guess the perspective that I changed a little bit about this since I made my video a year ago is just like, YouTube's huge, man. And I think there is a lot of really good stuff that's reaching the top. I think that a lot of commentary YouTubers who are making a lot of their stuff with either 0 budget or something close to that are doing quite well at the moment. So this person said, he did not ruin YouTube, he just raised the level of content. This person replied with, he raised the budget, not the quality. The people he inspired are people with tons of money and no morals. They don't care about people the way he does. Yeah, I get that. Yeah, I agree with that, specifically with that, like, Phidias video that I referred to last time. You know, this thing. Every time I see this video, I'm like, what the hell? This guy's insane. Phidias is a very good example of that. The man is incredibly inspired by MrBeast, and this video is horrible. He tries to go into an orphanage at some point. You know, I talked about it already. Someone said that my videos required reading. I agree. I wouldn't say he raised the level of quality at all, he raised the level of effort. Simply, his video styles are made for him to have high ROI, and it works for his business plan. Sean just has a different video style than he does. Perfect way of putting it, really. Just really different edges of YouTube. Different, I don't know, eras of YouTube as well. Raising the level of content is ruining it in a way because no one is surprised anymore. Everything is just like, oh, you're copying MrBeast. And gaming and tech content goes nowhere comparatively. Another part about that is, I guess, you know, anyone can kind of start a gaming or tech channel, specifically a gaming channel. The only thing that would help you succeed as a gaming YouTuber is if you have, like, just a really entertaining personality, or if you're really good at the game. The reason MrBeast is so successful is that he's at a point where no one can really do what he does. No individual YouTuber can, I don't know, do the Olympics. Huge update, they're friends now. It happened mid me uploading the video. I still think it's an interesting discussion, so let me know what you think. Subscribe for less MrBeast. I've been talking about him a little bit too much lately. So...